أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ونادى أصحاب الجنة أصحاب النار أن قد وجدنا ما وعدنا ربنا حقا فهل وجدتم ما وعد ربكم حقا؟ قالوا نعم. فأذن مؤذن بينهم اللعنة الله على الظالمين. الذين يصدون عن سبيل الله ويبغونها عوجا وهم بالآخرة كافرون وبينهما حجاب. وعلى الأعراف رجال يعرفون كلا بسيماهم ونادوا أصحاب الجنة أن سلام عليكم لم يدخلوها وهم يطمعون. وإذا صرفت أبصارهم تلقاء أصحاب النار قالوا ربنا لا تجعلنا مع القوم الظالمين. ونادى أصحاب الأعراف رجالا يعرفونهم بسيماهم قالوا ما أغنى عنكم جمعكم وما كنتم تستكبرون أهؤلاء الذين أقسمتم لا ينالهم الله برحمة ادخلوا الجنة لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. ونادى أصحاب النار أصحاب الجنة أن أفيضوا علينا من الماء أو مما رزقكم الله قالوا إن الله حرمهما على الكافرين. الذين اتخذوا دينهم لهوا ولعبا وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا فاليوم ننساهم كما نسوا لقاء يومهم هذا وما كانوا بآياتنا يجحدون. ولقد جئناهم بكتاب فصلناه على علم هدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون. هل ينظرون إلا تأويله يوم يأتي تأويله يقول الذين نسوه من قبل قد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق فهل لنا من شفعاء فيشفعوا لنا أو نرد فنعمل غير الذي كنا نعمل قد خسروا أنفسهم وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون. إن ربكم الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام ثم استوى على العرش يغشي الليل النهار يطلبه حثيثا والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره ألا له الخلق والأمر تبارك الله رب بعد إصلاحها وادعوه خوفا وطمعا إن رحمة الله قريب من المحسنين وهو الذي يرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته حتى إذا أقلت سحابا ثقالا سقناه لبلد ميت فأنزلنا به الماء فأخرجنا به من كل الثمرات كذلك نخرج الموتى لعلكم تذكرون صدق الله العلي العظيم أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
Thank you, Sayyidina, for this beautiful recitation. Please, let's give him a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you were to look on that foretold day, when the dust would rise and the skies turned gray, a bolt of light shone from the sun, this ray. Emerge now Abbas, he'd call and he'd say, a slave of Allah, here for my Hussein, his love flows like the blood in my veins. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the 7th night here at the Never Forget program. Inshallah, tonight we will be commemorating the tragedy and remembering the sacrifice of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, brother of Imam al-Hussein. Now, as I've been mentioning throughout the past nights, the Mainstay Foundation has 6 different programs going on at 2 different venues this year, all to commemorate the tragedy of Imam al-Hussein. But we can't do this without you. Your attendance, your attention, you being here is part of our success. If you'd like to contribute more to what we do and you'd like to be one of the volunteers that are part of this programming, you can either speak to one of our volunteers, especially to one of the ladies in the back, or you can visit www.mainstay.us/volunteer. You could also follow all that we do by going to our website, www.mainstay.us, or following us on Instagram @MainstayUS. Also, this work is not possible without the generous donations of our supporters. Like I've been saying, the programming that we hold during this month costs around $100,000. So if you would like to sponsor any program for one night, please speak to one of our volunteers or visit the table in the back, or you can go to www.mainstay.us/give. Now, tonight is sponsored on behalf of the late Hajj Muhammad Abdul Halim Hazimi. Let's for his soul and the soul of the rest of the deceased from that family, let's recite Surah Al-Fatiha after Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Also, we have another anonymous donor for tonight. They are requesting your prayers for their deceased and also for the cure of an ill one. So again, let's please give that family a recitation of the Surah Al-Fatiha after Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, like I've been saying, the Mainstay Foundation, we take pride in the programming that we do during the holy month of Muharram. However, there's a lot more that the foundation does as well. And to speak a little bit more about one of the initiatives that we have, I'd like to welcome the Executive Director of the Mainstay Foundation, Sayyid Abadar Tajuddin, to give us a few words about that. Let's welcome him with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In these holy nights, the nights of Muharram, we remember the tragedy of Karbala. And one of the reasons why each and every one of us is so passionate about reviving the remembrance of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is because through that remembrance, we are inspired. And through the figures and the personalities of Karbala, the likes of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, Al-Qasim, Ali al-Akbar, Lady Zainab alayhi salam, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, we draw from those personalities, we draw from their stories, and we use that in our current daily life to find guidance, motivation, and inspiration. Tonight is a special night because amongst all of those personalities, one personality that stands out, the backbone, the flag bearer of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. And we will go through his story. And one of the things that stands about his story is his commitment and loyalty to his Imam. And at every single moment in his life, what he was dedicated to is serving the Imam and serving the Imam's mission. And Abu al-Fadl Abbas is known as the champion that sacrificed his life to go and grab some water for the thirsty children and women who were in the camp. Amongst them is Lady Zainab alayhi salam and the daughter of Imam al-Hussein, Sukaina. He sacrificed his life to get them water, to quench their thirst, because for days they did not have water. Water, which is something that we don't even think about, like it doesn't cross our mind. We drink half a water bottle and then just trash the rest, and we all do that. But there are people in this world, for them, that water that we take for granted is everything. For them, it's the life, it's the opportunity, it's the upliftment that they need. And I met some of those people. I had the honor and the privilege to meet some of those people in my most recent trip with the Mainstay Foundation team to Tanzania, where for the last several years, with our sister organization in the UK, we've been able to create water wells that have been serving hundreds of thousands of individuals. Hundreds of thousands of individuals. I went to Tanzania for 9 days, and around the clock, non-stop, with the team, Sayyid Hassan al-Hakim, Sayyid Jawad Bahr al-Ulum, and the locals that hosted us, we went around the country, visited remote villages, and met these people. And one of the things that I reflected on in that trip when we were visiting these families, the villagers, is when we came to these villages, what we saw were smiles. They were welcoming us, they were greeting us, and a lot of these individuals that had nothing still smiled. A genuine smile, an inspirational smile. And the reason why they smiled is because when they saw us, they saw hope, opportunity, someone that just cares. Someone that's coming from Dearborn, Michigan and from London, UK to a remote village in the middle of Tanzania, in the middle of Africa, that actually cares for them. One of those individuals that I met is Zainab. Zainab is a 4-year-old, beautiful little girl. As we were walking in one of the villages in Kogoma, we were inspecting one of the water wells, and there were a lot of children that came forward. They were smiling. They were greeting us in their native language. Amongst them stood Zainab. I connected with Zainab immediately. And I think at the time, the reason being is because she reminded me of my daughter, Amina, who's also 4 years old. What's special about Zainab, and I'm not sure if the picture actually shows it clearly, is that Zainab, 4 years old, was carrying her 6-month-old brother Hamza on her back. Listen to that and process that for a second. 4-year-old Zainab, strapped around her back, was her 6-month-old brother Hamza. And he was actually asleep the whole time. And the reason why Zainab was holding Hamza is because her father was out on a trip as a fisherman to provide for the family, and her mother was pregnant, taking care of her older brothers and sisters at home. When I looked at Zainab and I saw her carrying Hamza, for me it was more than her carrying her brother. Zainab was carrying the dreams and the aspirations and the ambitions of her family. She was carrying her family on her back, literally. And since that day, I made a pledge. I was not able to communicate that to Zainab. I wanted to hug her. I'll be very honest with you guys, but I didn't want to intrude on her. We were very cognizant and respectful of these kids and their privacy, but I wanted to hug her dearly. And what I wanted to share with her is the fact that there's people that care. There's people that care about Zainab. And there's people like all of you guys who are moved by the story of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and Abil Fadl al-Abbas that care about people like Zainab. And not only do we care, but we have everything that we need in order to change the lives of millions of people like Zainab. And this is something that Hajj Jalal and Sayyid Haidar have been stressing. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the hundreds of individuals that are sitting here and that are watching live, we are capable. We are capable to move mountains. We are capable to be means and vehicles to provide water that will uplift these communities across the globe. And we've been doing that for a few years. And my pitch here to you guys today is very simple. And I'm speaking from the heart. I want each and every single person to join us in this campaign. Not just today. I made a pledge to Zainab that I will, for the rest of my life, I will tell her story. And that's why we captured that picture. I want to tell her story. And the story of millions of individuals like her who have nothing. Nothing. And there's no other word that describes truly the little that they have, yet they're very happy, content, and grateful. We can have an impact in their lives. We can transform their lives. I saw the water in these villages that not only provides clean drinking water, but provides water to clinics that are serving individuals who are ill, that are providing water to the mosques where people are performing wudu, water that's running to the homes where people are using it to wash clothes and to cook, water that's even used for farming so that these individuals have a livelihood that they can make money off of. That water is life, that water is opportunity, that water is future. And the beauty of it is that Mainstay has the opportunity, and we're blessed, we're beyond blessed to be part of it, to be able to partner and put hands with each and every one of you guys so that we can build these water wells, build these schools, build these clinics to transform the lives of individuals like Zainab. and Mary and Murtada. All of these beautiful young men and women that I met. And this night, the night Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, who was remembered in the last moments of his life, he sacrificed everything that he had to provide water for the children and the women in the camp, the children and women of Ahl Bayt of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I want to pitch to each and every one of you, and I'll start with myself, to contribute to the Lady Fatima Water Initiative so that inshallah we can build additional wells across Africa to provide water and opportunity for tens, hundreds of thousands of individuals. And by the way, that water does not only go and supply water to the Shia community only, it actually provides water to all people in those villages, including some of the churches that are nearby. So this is one of the best ways in which we can propagate the message of Ahl-Bayt alayhim salam and bring that history back to life and bring those values from 1,400 years ago to today and manifest it in action. I'm going to ask permission from Hajj Jalal to give us 3 minutes, to all of us, to take 3 minutes and to donate and support this campaign, even if it's $1. The goal here is not the amount of money that we raise. Our goal today is to get as many people to support this campaign, because I know, I have conviction that if you join a campaign like this campaign, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you and your families infinitely, indefinitely. So take 3 minutes to donate to the Lady Fatima Water Initiative. $1, $10, $15, $1,000, $10,000, whatever you can. Each well costs over $15,000. And each well will supply water to at least 5,000 people. And that water is their everything. It's their life. Take 3 minutes. Support this campaign. Support it in the memory of Al-Abbas alayhi salam, and in support to the community of our 12th Holy Imam, Al-Imam Al-Hujjah alayhi salam. Support it with whatever you can. You can just Zelle the amount right now as we're speaking to the Mainstay Foundation phone number. After the program, after the lecture and the majlis and the latmiya, you can go outside and go to the merchandise table and just make a cash contribution or with a credit card. But again, the idea is for all of us, inshallah, the 800 people plus sitting here and the hundreds watching live, to contribute to this so that we can build wells and make that commitment and manifest that commitment to the people like Zainab, who are waiting for us and are looking to each and every one of us as a door of hope and a door of opportunity. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
أعيد الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. From the supplication of the covenant, the pledge, Dua al-Ahd. O Lord of the great light, the Lord of the elevated throne, the Lord of the swollen ocean, the revealer of the Torah, the gospel, and the Psalms, the Lord of shade and heat, the revealer of the great Quran, and the Lord of the archangels, the prophets, and the messengers. I beseech you, Ya Allah, in your noble name, in the light of your luminous face and your eternal kingdom, O ever-living. I beseech you in your name with which the heavens and the earth have lit up, and in your name with which the past and coming generations have become honorable. O He who always was alive before the existence of anything. O He who shall forever live after the extinction of everything. O He who always was, even when there was nothing else. O He who revives the dead and causes the living to die. O ever living, there is no God but you. Ya Allah, convey to our master, Al-Imam Al-Mahdi, the guide who is to fulfill your commands. May your blessings be upon him and his immaculate fathers. On behalf of all of the believing men and women in the east and the west, in the plains and the mountains, in the lands and the seas, and on behalf of my parents, convey to him blessings that are as weighty as your throne, and as much ink as in your words, and as many as that which is counted by your knowledge and encompassed by your book. Ya Allah, I renew for him in the beginning of this day and throughout all of my days a pledge, a covenant, an allegiance to which I commit myself and from which I neither convert nor change. Ya Allah, make me of his supporters, his champions, and those who hurry towards fulfilling his directives, those who follow his commands, those who defend him, those who precede others in implementing his will, and those who shall fall as martyrs between his hands. Ya Allah, if death that you have made inevitably and certainly incumbent upon your servants stands between him and I, then I ask you, take me out of my grave, using my shroud as my dress, unsheathing my sword, holding my lance in my hand, in responding to the call of the caller, who shall announce his advent in the urban areas and deserts alike. Ya Allah, show me his magnificent presence, his praiseworthy brow. Delight my eyes by letting me have a look at him and expedite his relief. Make his reappearance easy. Clear a spacious place for him and guide me to follow his course. Give me success in his cause and confirm his strength. Ya Allah, construct your lands through him and refresh your servants by him. For you have said, and true are your words, corruption has appeared in the land and the sea on account of what the hands of men, he shall confirm the truth. Ya Allah, make him the shelter to whom your wronged servants shall resort to, the supporter of those who do not have a supporter other than you, the reviver of the laws of your book, the constructor of all the signs of your religion, and the instructions of your messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alih. Ya Allah, include him with those whom you protect from the domination of the aggressors. Ya Allah, please delight your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alih, as well as all of those who followed him in his proclamation, by making us see him. And please have mercy upon us after our dishonor after him. Ya Allah, relieve our community from the current grief that we face by presenting him and expediting his advent for us. Surely they think that he is far away, but we know him to be near. I ask you this in your name, O most merciful of the merciful. Salawat. Brothers and sisters, as we have done in every single night, I want you to raise the Quran in your right hand. If you don't have the Quran with you, raise your right hand as high as you can and repeat after me. Allah is my Lord. Allah is my Lord. Allah is my Lord. The Quran is my book. The Quran is my book. The Quran is my book. Islam is my religion. I can't hear you. Islam is my religion. Islam is my religion. Muhammad is my prophet. Muhammad is my prophet. Muhammad is my prophet. Ali is my imam. Ali is my imam. Ali is my imam. Ahsantum, salawat. Sayyid Abu Dhar made us cry before the majlis even started. Let's give another loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad for the work of the Mainstay Foundation and what they're doing around the globe in making sure that no follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, no Muslim and no neighbor of a Muslim, regardless of their belief, regardless of their faith, no neighbor of a Muslim shall go thirsty. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Because we as followers of Ahlul Bayt, we don't look to a person and say, what is your creed? What is your religion? Now I will feed you, or now I will quench your thirst. Never. Never has that been the path of Ahlul Bayt. Every human being deserves honor and dignity. And that is what we as followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam shall do day in, day out, following the path of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Though his men were cut off from water for 3 days, those same men that cut him off from water, he gave them water. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was in Karbala for about a week, brothers and sisters. A week. And he learned this from his father, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. In the Battle of Siffin, years prior, there was an opportunity for the camp of Imam Ali alayhi salam against the camp of Muawiyah at Siffin to prohibit the men from water, cut them off. Cut them off, the men, so that they would be thirsty, their horses would not be able to drink. By doing that, annihilate the army, win the war right there and then. Imam Ali alayhi salam refused. You are never to prohibit, never to cut anyone off from water, even your enemy. So we as followers of Ahlul Bayt, brothers and sisters, we never cut anyone off. Keep that in mind. Abu Fadl al-Abbas, whom tonight we honor, tonight we remember, tonight you will see how magnanimous this individual was. I want to shed a little bit of light as we delve into this piece of history in which Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was surely making his movement towards Iraq after his brother Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam a decade prior was killed through poison. The Imam lived under the reign of Muawiyah for a decade, 10 years, observing the elements of the peace treaty until Muawiyah violated the very last piece, which was appointing Yazid. Imam Hussein alayhi salam made it clear, مثلي لا يبايع مثله. A person like me does not pay allegiance to him. Imam Hussein alayhi salam had to move from his home in Medina to Mecca and then cut his pilgrimage short and go towards Iraq. Why? Yazid made it clear, you are to take the allegiance from Hussein ibn Ali, and even if he is holding on to the skirts of the Kaaba, you are to take it by force. So Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, to preserve the sanctity of that holy land and to preserve the sanctity of his own life, he left, responded to the calls of the people of Iraq, and made his way. I want to give you a few moments, and inshallah tonight is going to be cut a little bit short, given that we're going to be having a reenactment, so that you and I can engage in the majlis of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, the majlis of Abu Fadl al-Abbas, in a little bit of a deeper way. But the history we're going to cover tonight and tomorrow night is going to delve further into this period of time with Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam up until the day of Ashura. And then the final 2 nights, we're going to be exploring what happened after the day of Ashura with Lady Zainab alayhi salam and Imam Zain al-Abidin. As we're examining this, I want you to continue doing what we've been doing every single night. Looking at the history, examining and analyzing theologically our view of the Imams and what they mean in our lives, and then ethically, how do you take that and practically implement it into your daily life? When I'm looking at the roles I face, the roles that I want to have in my own life, yesterday we mentioned the role of a warrior. And the day prior to that, we mentioned the role of the ambassador. Tonight, I want you to be thinking about the role of a guardian. Each one of these roles, when you look at our Imams, they manifested those roles completely and perfectly. And some of their companions did the same. When we're looking at our relationship with the Imam of our time, Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, this number 1188, the age of our living Imam al-Mahdi, Ajalallahu ta'ala farajuh al-Sharif, I want you to take these roles and see, how do I manifest these roles for this Imam that I wish to dedicate my life for? This Imam which I am awaiting. as an ambassador of His, as a warrior of His. Remember, that battlefield is here. Here, before anywhere else. Here. In order for me to be that warrior that we were talking about yesterday, you have to have this vigor. You have to have this energy and this passion to want to go out into the world and take and do and have action in that right path. Not being passive, not being idle, not being lazy, not sitting back and watching other people do things for you. So my young brothers, my young sisters, I want you to realize your potential, but don't keep it as potential. I want you to plan for your future, but don't keep it as a plan. I want you to act. The warrior is the one who goes out into the world and takes what's theirs. Not in a selfish, worldly way though. Takes what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined for you. And that is greatness. That is glory in His way, in His grace. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you everything, the opportunity to do whatever it is that you want in this world, and He has your back, who's going to stop you? Look at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on his path. When the people of Quraysh told him, they asked him, Muhammad, we will give you whatever you want. Just stop preaching to the people. Stop enfranchising these women, these minorities, these people that are coming from slavery and bondage. Stop inspiring them. This message is killing our economy. It's killing the status quo. Muhammad, stop. He said, if you give me the sun in my right and the moon in my left, I will never leave my path. The rope of God is the only rope you have to hold on to. That is the warrior. That is the courage, the bravery, the valor that you must have. By holding on and having complete reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As you continue to move forward and go out into the world, educate yourself. Go to the best universities. Go and seek the best jobs at the biggest firms. Go and seek the biggest business opportunities. Go. Who's stopping you? But don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget your foundation. I'm that kid from Fortson. I'm the son of immigrants. My parents came with nothing. And many of your parents came with the same. We don't forget who we are, but we continue to pioneer in the world. And nothing can stop us because our path and what we wish in this world is the greatness and glory for God's name and His name alone. That is what we want. And that is what Abu Fadl al-Abbas and the companions, Al-Qasim, Ali al-Akbar, and ultimately all of the warriors and the guardians of Karbala wanted. A guardian, in addition to being an ambassador and a warrior, you cannot be an ambassador of a cause, you cannot be a warrior in a battlefield without being a guardian of not only the people that you love and hold dear, but a guardian of your own heart and mind. Who's guarding your heart? Who's guarding your mind? I mentioned this in one of the previous nights, but I'm going to repeat it tonight. And I want you to hold this very, very near and dear to your heart. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam said, I sat as a guard at the gate of my heart, and I let no one in but God. Who's guarding your heart? Who's guarding your mind? But you. No one. No one guards your mind. No one guards your heart but you. I want you to be that guardian for yourself first. If you're a guardian of yourself first and you're protecting your heart and your mind from all of the negative influences out there in the world, and you know there are many. They start from this and they continue on to unfortunately, some of the people in our lives. Some of the settings that we go to, some of the establishments that we go to. You know for yourself. I'm not here to educate you and tell you how you should change your life. You know what's better for you. We can be merely as a reminder for one another. ذَكِّرْ فَإِنْ نَفَعَتِ الذِّكْرَى. Reminding is beneficial. You and I, brothers and sisters, you and I know at the end of the day what's good for you, what's bad. But I want you to keep this in mind tonight. Like Abu Fadl al-Abbas was that guardian for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He was such an amazing individual himself, who not only trained under the shadow of his father Ali ibn Abi Talib in combat, but just like his father Imam Ali alayhi salam was so swift with his sword and his shield, he was also the greatest in his prostration, the greatest in his ruku', the greatest in his worship. Abu Fadl al-Abbas, when you remember him and you think of him, like his father Imam Ali alayhi salam, you think of the battle, you think of Khaybar, you think of the valor. But Ali ibn Abi Talib, his favorite place in the world was what? He said, you know what I will miss out of this world before I leave it? In the last couple days of his life, he said, you know what I will miss from this world when I leave it? My prostration, my sujood. That's what I will miss. Abu Fadl al-Abbas was the same, emulating his father Ali ibn Abi Talib, knowing his role in his life. Do you know your role in this life? Do you know why you're here? I want you to be thinking deeply about that, brothers and sisters, because you have greatness inside of you that nobody can deny. You cannot deny the greatness inside of you. Why? It is confirmed by your Creator. It is confirmed by those immaculate individuals that were sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show us what life is really about. Any moment of doubt that you have, any moment of insecurity, any moment that you have that's lower than you want, any moment where you feel, I'm not worthy, I want you to remember Imam Ali alayhi salam, because he was talking to you when he said this. He was talking to all of his followers, all of the believers, and all of mankind. He said, وَتَحْسَبُ أَنَّكَ جُرْمٌ صَغِيرٌ وَفِيكَ انْطَوَى الْعَالَمُ الْأَكْبَرُ. Do you think that you're an insignificant, small entity, while within you is enfolded the entire universe? How dare you think you're small? How dare you think you're incapable? How dare you think that you're not worthy? How dare you think that you're not enough? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you. And even if you may deny it, He's telling you, I'm here for you. And I've created for you a greatness that is equal to the entire universe. Know that. The warriors and the guardians of Karbala, they knew that. They came with that confidence. You and I, brothers and sisters, tonight, as we remember Abu Fadl al-Abbas, I want you to move away with that. You belong to that. Abu Fadl al-Abbas, before the day of Ashura, when they were in Karbala, he had an opportunity. And believe it or not, the opportunity was to leave Karbala. Remember how we spoke about the opportunities that Imam Hussein alayhi salam gave his companions and his followers? Leave, I don't want you. It's okay, you don't have to stay. I'm not telling you you need to stay. You can leave, save your lives. Abu Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam gets a letter of security from a relative that was in the court of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. He receives this letter by the messenger that came days before the day of Ashura. And the messenger comes and he said, Master Abbas, I have this letter from you, from one of your uncles. He reads the letter. He smiles at the messenger. He says, tell our uncle we do not need his security. Then, before the day of Ashura, the day before, Shimr comes forward. Shimr, remember who Shimr is? Shimr comes forward. The man who history sees as the one who had the audacity to sit on the chest of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam on the day of Ashura and behead our Imam. Shimr would come the day before Ashura and tell Abbas and his brothers. Abbas had 3 other brothers, half-brothers. All of them being half-brothers of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, his full brothers, the sons of al-Banin. Shimr was related to them from the side of al-Banin because they belonged distantly to the same tribe. So he called out to them and he said, where are our relatives? They went forward, they called for the sons of al-Baneen. Abu Fadl al-Abbas seeks permission from Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and tells him, they are calling for us. He said, go and answer their call. Look at the magnanimous nature of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, where even to these individuals, he told his brother al-Abbas, go. It's not in our character to reject a call. Shimr comes forward and he says, I have security for the sons of al-Baneen, our cousins. Abu Fadl al-Abbas said, we don't need your security. He said, come, come. You do not wish to die with Hussein. Abu Fadl al-Abbas responds to him and he says, how dare you come and give security to us and not give security to the grandson of Rasulullah? Words were exchanged between them. Shimr became so angry, he told them, fine, you will have your battle. You have your death wish. Do you have any last wishes? Abu Fadl al-Abbas says, we only have one wish. Give us the night. Why? Imam Hussein alayhi salam and his family wish to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have one more night under the night sky. It is said that Shimr says his prayers will not help him. And al-Abbas, it would be as if he would respond and say, you have no idea what his prayers would do. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we come here together reaffirming our relationship with our Imam and ultimately with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and examining what do we really want out of our lives? Who do we wish to be? It's our choice. I want you to see when someone comes up and tells you what kind of impact that you have on yourselves, on your community, and your community that you belong to, even if you do not realize it, around the world. I don't want you to take that lightly. And I don't want you to say, oh, this is just another humanitarian cause. This more than anything, whether it be the water wells in East Africa and India, or any other connection that you may be able to have from Dearborn to Dar es Salaam, I want you to realize what you belong to, the spiritual tribe. For nights we've been talking about your family, your tribe. Realize it and build upon it in these nights. In these nights, I want you to confirm for yourself, it doesn't stop at the 10 days of Muharram, brothers and sisters. We are here for one another, 365. Yes, we get this jolt of energy and passion through the blessings of the majalis of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, but we live every single day. And this message and this commitment to the Imam of our time is every single day. Every single day I wish to be an ambassador. Every single day I wish to be a warrior here. Every single day I wish to be a guardian here, protecting my heart and my mind so that I can be the best version of myself day in and day out. Every day, every day, every day. Now, brothers and sisters, as we remember Abu Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, I want us to keep something clear in our minds. When you hear the stories of the Imams, of what happened on the day of Ashura, I want you to differentiate between a few things. Sometimes when we're listening to the stories, we're listening to the majalis, if you listen closely, you'll hear things that are of poetic license and certain things that did actually happen as they are. For example, in many different poetic expressions, you'll have conversations between Abu Fadl al-Abbas and Lady Zainab, but it's after Abu Fadl al-Abbas passes away. So this, as we know in literature, is a poetic license, a poetic expression. Don't take this literally. I want you to realize this. If you're looking for the exact history and understanding what happened on the day of Ashura and the exchanges that were had, the conversations that were had, I want you to take this habit of reading books. The Mainstay Foundation has done an excellent effort, and I've personally been a part of this project. And there are dozens of brothers and sisters here tonight that have contributed to making sure that this is available for us as English speakers. Not in a mere translation, but in a way that you and I can really read and engage with. Go outside, pick up the books, the saga of Karbala, the tragedy of Ashura, Imam Hussein, life and legacy, Hussein, the saga of hope. Pick up these books to read about that history. I want to make this clear because sometimes when we're coming and we're listening, poetry is meant to invoke the emotion and allow the person to engage in a creative way. But don't confuse things. Keep that in mind. And that's something whenever we have our lectures, our majalis, we try to make sure this is clear so that when you're engaging with something, you're engaging on a point of understanding. We need to read. We need to listen. We need to contemplate. We need to engage in conversations and ask questions. No matter what, ask questions. So inshallah, brothers and sisters, tonight, coming forward with this reenactment for Abu Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, so that we can engage further and appreciate the sacrifice of Abu Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, please lend us your hearts and your attention, and let's begin with the blessings of Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. عيد الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. He watched over as the champions of Karbala fell. He watched over as the champions of Karbala fell. He ached for Hussein, a pain you could not spell. For the brave companions couldn't quell the thousands that stood with the devil's smell. One after the other he watched them go. One after one their blood would flow onto the sands of Karbala and stain, flow into the hearts of believers and gain. The companions and the sons of Ali gave their lives only to be free and rejoice with the Prophet happily. For the love of Hussein is all they could see. The love of Hussein is all they could see. But one man was left. There was one man. One man was left, there was one man, just one that was greater than any sum, one that could be defeated by none, one that could take down the whole world and then some. There was one.
O enemies of Hussein, gaze and peer. This is our entire army, you see it clear. I dare any of you to come, fight and come near, but you won't, you can't, you have only fear.
This is Abbas, the servant brother. He is Hussein's shield, his spear and cover. This is Abbas, the flag bearer of Hussein. This is his backbone, his torch, his flame. A man chosen by God to be a son of Ali who was born happily to give his life to the Prince of the Free. Like his father Haydar al-Karrar, he would never flee. He holds the unwavering flag of Hussein. He is one with him. He feels his pain. He stands in his father's eternal name. The sands of Karbala with his blood will stain. Abbas will defend us all. He won't let the banner fall. Abbas will sacrifice everything and give it all. And to the children, he won't stall. And that would be the wrenching of his heart. A call from the children would tear him apart.
Uncle, Uncle, Uncle Abbas.
He hears the calls of the children. He hears them wail and cry.
Water, please. We are so thirsty. Water, please. Anyone hurry.
They see him outside the tent, standing tall. Their faces brighten up, and the children rejoice, for he is their champion by Hussein's choice.
A drink of water, O Uncle Abbas. Just a sip so we can let this pass. Is it something for us that you can amass? Is this something too much to ask?
Broken his heart, how can he deny? Anxious he is to give a reply.
Sukaina, Sukaina, my niece, don't cry. I'll bring you water, don't even sigh. Everything will be, don't you worry. I will go down, I will go and come back in a hurry.
Sukaina is reassured and goes back. She returns to the children and the pack. Abbas now finds himself before Imam Hussein. And though he was rejected before just the same, he asked once again, but now in a different way.
سيدي ومولاي يا أبا عبد الله. O Master Hussein, I come back to you with a request, Ya Hussein. Let me ease the children's pain. I will only go forth to get some water and return to the camp. By God's name.
With pain and reluctance, the Imam granted him his pass. But before he would go, his tears would surely flow, for there was Zainab left behind. There was Zainab on his mind.
Oh Abbas, my dear brother, don't go, don't go. لحظة يا خويا تنتظر محلى جمالك يا البدر ما اقدر اشوفه معتفر هيد لزينب يا القمر. You were the one that brought me here. Promise you'll stay and ease my fear. How can you leave who you call dear? From home I feel we've come too far.
قالها يا زينب انتظر وحسين يحز نحر الشمر لازم افديه العمر هو الشمس وانا القمر. I beg you Zainab, don't be scared. I know I promised you my care. To hurt you, none of them would dare. I'll never leave you on your own.
لحظة بقبل هالجفوف قبل أن تقبلها السيوف عباس لا زينب تعوف تبقى غريبة يا القمر Abbas, you promised our mother you would never leave our brother. Without you, I have no other. I need you here, son of Zahra.
نادى يا زينب بافتجاع يا اختي ترى هذا الوداع اتحملي لا يميل القناع معروفة يا اختي بالستار. My sister, I gave you my heart, but for Hussein I'll play my part. Rest in my arms, soon they'll be cut. Near the Furat I'll fall alone.
لحظة أبا الشم انحرق بشبع منك وانظرك مشتاق خويا المنظرك منه بعد مثلك قمر. Abbas, don't tell me be calm. You said you would protect me from harm. Will you still do so with no arms? I'll be alone in Karbala.
وانتي يا زينب عالمة بحسبة أمي فاطمة تنخسف عيني وتنعمي ما اقدر احميها اعتذار. زينب, this is our last goodbye. Zainab, this is our last goodbye. Don't make this hard, please don't you cry. Stay strong for Sukaina, swear you'll try. Remember me when I am gone.
So the champion was granted his pass. The water he would go on to amass. On his horse, riding so fast, ripping through the enemies, there was Abbas. Through the arrows and through the strikes, through the growls and through the bites, through the battle and through the fight, the greatest was Abbas's might. The enemies were baffled, for they couldn't tell, they wouldn't know. With every strike and every blow, they couldn't tell, they wouldn't know who was this commander they stood below. With every move and every gallop, he was just like the brother of the Prophet, Asadullah al-Ghalib, the Lion of God, Ali ibn Abi Talib. With every move and every gallop, he was just like the brother of the Prophet, Asadullah al-Ghalib, the Lion of God, like his father, Ali ibn Abi Talib. But now, Abbas would finally reach the river. He would kneel down and dip his hands to drink. From dehydration, he would shiver. And for a moment, he let his eyes blink. To himself, he would think,
يا نفس من بعد الحسين هوني وبعده لا كنت أن تكوني. Oh self, how dare you rest and drink when Hussein is at the very brink of pain and thirst, about to burst. I will remain thirsty, let the world know. To Zainab and the children I will go and deliver this trust, let the world know.
So Al-Abbas fills the satchel and lets the water go. Al-Abbas fills the satchel and lets the water go. And he ascends upon his horse and raises the flag. And he rides towards the camp of Imam al-Hussein, holding on to the satchel of water, holding on to the flag. Al-Abbas, thinking of his objective, thinking of his goal, to bring the water back to Sukaina and the children. As Al-Abbas is riding valiantly on his horse, going back to the camp of Imam al-Hussein, the commander of Yazid's army, Umar ibn Sa'ad, sees him in the distance. He calls out to the soldiers, stop him before he gets to the camp of al-Hussein. If he gets the water to his brother Hussein, you will all be wiped out. The soldiers hurry to attack Abi Fadl al-Abbas. Abbas only thinking about the water for Sukaina and the children. The soldiers plotting to kill Al-Abbas. They begin attacking him from every direction. But Al-Abbas, like his father Ali, the courageous lion of the battlefield, fights them all off. But they continue attacking him, dozens and hundreds. One of them hides behind a tree as Al-Abbas is trotting on his horse. And as Al-Abbas is coming closer, the soldier lunges at him from behind and strikes Al-Abbas on his left arm. But Al-Abbas is still holding on. Al-Abbas is still holding on to the flag and the satchel of water. He remembers Sukaina calling out, Am Abbas, Al-Atash, Al-Atash, Am Abbas. But another soldier comes from the other side and strikes Al-Abbas on his right arm, and the flag falls down. But the satchel of water is still around his neck. The archers of Umar ibn Sa'ad begin releasing their arrows into the sky. The first arrow would strike Abi Fadl al-Abbas in his eye. Another arrow would strike him in the chest. Arrows falling down on the body of Abi Fadl al-Abbas. But the arrow that broke his heart was the arrow that hit the satchel of water. No, no, the water for Sukaina. Abu Fadl al-Abbas is crying, no, the water for Sukaina. Abu Fadl al-Abbas tries to reach for the water, but Abbas has no arms. Finally, a damn soldier comes from behind him and strikes al-Abbas on his head. And al-Abbas would fall to the sands of Karbala, and he would cry out for the very first time.
أخي حسين أخي حسين my brother حسين أخي حسين.
Imam al-Hussein rushes into the battlefield, answering the call of his fallen brother al-Abbas. As he is within steps of reach of al-Abbas, he sees the state of his brother.
Please, oh man, who comes near me, don't take my life until I see the apple of my eye, the light of my day, my beloved Hussein.
Abu Fadl al-Abbas didn't know who was approaching him. His eyes were covered in blood. But Imam al-Hussein reaches al-Abbas. He slowly comes down to him. He holds him in his arms and he wipes away the blood from his eyes.
My brother Hussein, is it you, beloved Hussein? You have filled my heart, you have eased my pain. But oh brother Hussein, leave me here.
Imam al-Hussein tells him, why won't you come with me? Why won't you let me comfort you, Abbas? Why won't you let me hold you? Why won't you let me take you?
Oh brother Hussein, I can't return without the trust. I can't bear to look at Sukaina. I have to stay here. Oh brother Hussein, please, I beg you, leave me here.
Imam al-Hussein wishes to take al-Abbas with him, but al-Abbas refuses. Imam al-Hussein holds him in his last moments. And then finally, the soul of al-Abbas would depart, and Imam al-Hussein would call out, Al-an inkasara dhahri. Now my back is broken. Now my back is broken. My Abbas is gone. Imam al-Hussein goes back to the tent of Abi Fadl al-Abbas And he takes down the pole. And the women and the children now know what that means. When every warrior was slain in the land of Karbala, they took down the pole of their tent. And as they saw the tent of Al-Abbas fall, they all called out, Wa Abbasa, will you call out with Imam al-Hussein and the lady Zainab and the children, Wa Abbasa, Wa Abbasa.
يا أبو فاضل يا أبو فاضل تدري بالطفل المدلل يا أبو فاضل على الماء يشقد توصل يا أبو فاضل اليتامى كلها تسأل يا أبو فاضل لو اجيك شلون اندل يا أبو فاضل تحيرني شلون ترحل يا أبو فاضل the children are waiting يا أبو فاضل Sukaina is thirsty
Oh, beloved Zainab, oh, dear Zainab, لا تجيني حالتي صعبة وفظيعة لا تجيني زينب يكتلك ونيني لا تجيني لا تجيني مقطعة يساري ويميني لا تجيني والسهم نابت بعيني
أخي عباس حبيبي عباس farewell 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 my brother farewell Allah وياك الله وياك يا النايم بعينك سهم الله وياك الله وياك يا خوي حرقوا هالخيام farewell my brother farewell
سامحيني عالنهر لو طاحت يسار ويميني سامحيني وهذه آخر كلمة ما بينك وبيني يمي لا حزان حاني الوداع هذا حكم الله علينا أمر جاري يختي واليوم أعتذر جيت وارجو منك أن تقبلين اعتذاري أقسم عليك بكسر ضلع الزكية خاف أكون مقصر بحقك علي أقسم عليك بكسر ضلع الزكية خاف أكون مقصر بحقك علي حلليني واذريني خاف اروح وما ارد لا ترتجيني سامحيني سامحيني عالنهر لو طاحت يساري ويميني Just forgive me Just forgive me Oh mother of tragedy Just forgive me Just forgive me because I know you're hurt with every memory. سامحيني سامحيني سامحيني
الآن انكسر ظهري الآن انكسر ظهري أو عباس my brother Oh my brother Abbas all of his life Abu Fadl Abbas was coined and termed the servant brother whose sole purpose was to protect his siblings, to watch over his brother Hussein, to be his warrior, to be his guardian. Abu Fadl Abbas was the backbone, the flag bearer of Imam Hussein in his army. After Imam Hussein loses Abu Fadl Abbas, he says to him, my flag has fallen, my back is broken, my flag has fallen, my back is broken, my brother, what will I do without you, without you, with your Imam. My flag has fallen, my back is broken, my flag has fallen, my back is broken, my brother, what will I do without you, without you? My flag has fallen, my back is broken, my flag has fallen, my back is broken, My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. Abbas, when you left me here, I had no one to ease my fear. Your niece Sukaina screams and cries, Uncle Abbas, they've shot your eye. Abbas, when you left me here, I had no one to ease my fear. Your niece Sukaina screams and cries, Uncle Abbas, they've shot your eye. My flag has fallen. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My flag. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. Our father Ali raised you right. From him you get your strength and might. Our children sleep through the cold night. Knowing you're here, they'll all be fine. Our father Ali raised you right. From him you get your strength and might. Our children sleep through the cold night. Knowing you're here, they'll all be fine. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. My flag, my back. MashaAllah. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. Our sister Zainab prays for you, crying you've left her all alone. She looks for your severed left hand, and with your right she wipes her head. Our sister Zainab prays for you, crying you've left her all alone. She looks for your severed left hand, and with your right she wipes her head. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My flag. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. My flag. I do without you, without you. Abbas, you lay here in the sand. Abbas, you lay here in the sand. She wants to see you rise again. She looks for your severed left hand, and with your right she wipes her head. Abbas, you lay here in the sand. She wants to see you rise again, and like the moon shine on this land. Abbas, we ask you if you can. My back, my flag has fallen. My back is broken. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you, my flag. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. For the first time you called my name, saying, brother, please wipe my eyes. I want to see you one more time. It's my last wish before I die. For the first time you called my name, saying, brother, please wipe my eyes. I want to see you one more time. It's my last wish before I die. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My brother, what? Without you, my flag. My brother, what will I do without? Now that my brother is in here, now that my brother is in here, they'll put my head up on a spear. Now that my brother is in here, they'll put my head up on a spear. They'll ride their horses on my chest. They'll drag my daughter through the sand. Now that my brother is in here, they'll put my head up on a spear. They'll ride their horses on my chest. They'll drag my daughter through the sand. My flag has fallen. My back is broken. My flag has fallen. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you, my flag. My brother, what will I do without you? Without you. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى في هذه وفي كل وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصر ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.